Hey boat friends, good afternoon. As you can see, the aerial lift bridge, she is lifting to her full height of 135 feet. We have a Canadian vessel coming inbound. It is Algoma Intrepid. I think you'll really be impressed with the color scheme on this. It has a nice blue and it has a unique look to it as well. As you can see, it has a very large structure and pilot house. She is coming in fully loaded with salt. I saw a few updates. It looked like she was going to be going to Compass Minerals dock, and then I saw Hallet 8, so not sure which one, but either way, she's going inbound under the bridge. She's going to come in pretty heavy, so you'll see her really down in the water here as she comes in through the canal. Nice afternoon. Temperature check for everybody. It is 29 degrees. With the wind chill factored in, it's 20 degrees. The wind, let's take a look at the flags over here. 10 miles per hour. And it actually feels colder than that right now. It feels colder than 20 degrees. We have a steady amber light. Hey Chuck. Steady amber light, as you can see right there in the middle of the screen. I know I pointed out quite a bit right here. That lets us all know that the current for the captain as they navigate inbound through the canal is going to be less than 1 mile per hour inbound and outbound. That will be the current. Hopefully the wind isn't bothering you too bad. It's pretty windy right now. It says 10 miles per hour, but it feels a lot more than that. Let's take a look at the Duluth hillside. Again, it looks really beautiful with the snow-covered ground. I think a lot of people are enjoying their Saturday right now. If you're a NFL fan, I was just watching the Vikings, and there's no reason to watch that game anymore. Not looking too good, so I figured I'd come out here and take a look at the Algoma Intrepid. She's getting a little closer to the piers. Looks like she was, as you can see right now, she's not perfectly lined up, so I think you can see the captain is going to be making some adjustments to make sure they're fully aligned. Nice turnout. Decent amount of people out here. I see a lot of people taking selfies, pictures. There's always a curiosity when they see the bridge go up. Not everybody is watching the AIS, kind of like boat enthusiasts, ship enthusiasts, like all of us. But either way, everybody's going to have a good time. Let me give you some facts about the Algoma Intrepid as she comes inbound. Owned and operated by the Algoma Central Corps. Again, this is a Canadian vessel. She's a newer ship on the Great Lakes, built in 2020, 650 feet in length. And as I mentioned, she is loaded completely with salt and possibly either going to Hallet 8 or Compass Minerals. So I think you'll really enjoy watching her come in. Let me go down by the lake, give you a little view of what's going on down here. Feel the energy. See a lot of people with cameras. I think they're interested in checking out this unique looking ship. Again, pretty new out on the Great Lakes. Really good looking color scheme. You'll see the blue and the white. As you can imagine, I have my boots on. I didn't do the snow pants, which in a way is kind of a mistake right now, but got a jacket, got a stocking cap on. Let's take a look at the canal conditions. I don't see any ice out there. Again, as you can see if you can see through that gate. The captain's really making a pretty serious adjustment there. Let me go on this other side. Maybe we can get a better peek at that. Typically, you'll see the ship well aligned with that canal entrance. The captain is making a pretty decent, at this point it'll be a port side turn to even out in the canal. Let's go down here. I'll show you the lake real quick. We have a few minutes. A lot of people out here taking pictures and just having fun. Everybody, let me know if the wind is bothering the audio. Hopefully not. You have Lake Superior. Again, thanks for joining the stream. Got a Canadian vessel coming inbound. Excellent. Take a look at the wind that the captain is going to be dealing with. Flags right there in the distance. Let's take a look at how the captain is still making that adjustment coming in. Now I'm contemplating if I actually go take a position over here off the wall. I know a lot more people will congregate, so might get blocked with the shot, or do I sit up here on this ledge and we look down at her coming in. I think I might choose the ledge on this one just to make sure that we're able to fully see her coming in. And one thing that I want to point out too on this vessel as she starts coming inbound, once we're able to see the stern, I saw a few photographs that actually we're going to be able to see the rudder very well. The rudder appears to be really out of the water on the back, so I think we'll be able to get a really good shot of the rudder as well as the turn as she makes her way through the canal and then into the bay over here. Again, as you can see, more people are turning out. Nice turnout. As you can hear, there's a dog in the background. I think the animals are enjoying the snow and the conditions as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to stay up here. We'll be able to definitely see a good shot of what's going on, and I'm still watching. Looks like the captain, if you can see through the gate, is still making a pretty serious adjustment coming in. She's pretty close to the North Pier. That's what I'm on right now. The other side on the right of your screen, that lighthouse, that's the South Pier. Yeah, you see this once in a while where a captain is adjusting for that turn. Usually they get lined up pretty far out, but it looks like this captain came in kind of on an angle, so you can see her through the fence making that turn. So as she gets closer, we'll get a good look at her. But again, this is a Canadian vessel, Algoma Intrepid, built in 2020, fully loaded with salt. So be interesting to see her come through the canal, sitting down in the water. Still more people arriving. You take a look at the parking lot in the distance. About an hour ago, I would say there was about 15% of the vehicles that you see in that parking lot. Now it's filled up, partially probably because it's around lunchtime, and also you have the coming inbound. Yeah, it's a fun day. Everybody's out here. You got a week before. I think a lot of people are taking time off from work and spending time with their families, so I think everybody has a good feeling here today. So Chuck has a question, are most of the people local? That's really a toss-up. I think even the locals still do come down and take a look at the ships. Obviously I have a big passion for them, so I'm down here, and you know, I'm local half of the time, but it's a good question. I think a lot of these people probably are from the surrounding area, maybe Grand Rapids, other areas, and even from the Twin Cities. I mean, some people get up here and check out the snow, and this is the time of year to be up here. A lot of people go check out Bentleyville in the evening, and because of the weather here in Duluth earlier this week, you know, 20-30 inches of snow, Bentleyville was closed. So Bentleyville is a light show that people attend right here next to the lift bridge. 5 million lights, and it was closed for 2 days, so I think a lot of families are up here to check it out. Okay, so it looks like the captain straightened the vessel out. She's now coming straight inbound to the canal. I'm sure we'll get a nice whistle exchange as well. But I want you to take a look at on the bow of this ship. You'll see the unloading mechanism and structure there right on the bow. As I can see right now, she's sitting pretty low in the water. We'll have a great view of her once she gets past these gates. I'll make sure that I check for crew on the deck and try to get up on the bridge. Usually the captain on a day like this where it isn't too bad climate-wise, at least with the wind or snow or rain, usually a captain might come out right on the side of the bridge and wave at everybody. So we'll keep our eye out for that. But again, more people showing up. And another thing that's really interesting, if you don't time the vessel right, sometimes you see them on the radar and you think they're really close, but a lot of times it could be an hour out. So a lot of people, I speculate, have been sitting here for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, hour, maybe more. So nothing wrong with that, right? You could find things that were worse to do. It's actually a fun place to be. No ice right now in the canal. That's just a matter of time. It's going to get very cold this coming week. Single-digit highs, wind chills are going to be in the negative, so you definitely will see ice. And hopefully I'm able to get a shot of tugs or even a Coast Guard vessel going through and breaking that ice up. So here she is, 650 feet in length. A few more ships going to be going out and coming in today, so stick with me a little later. As always, just make sure your notification is set so you can go live with me. And it's always a new experience. Every time that I see even some of the vessels that I've seen in the past, it doesn't get old. If it's something that you love and it's fun and it's a fun passion, it's almost like a hobby watching these ships. It's always fun to me. It doesn't matter how many times I would see the same ship. But it will get interesting here in the winter, a little further into January. The shipping season, it ends mid-January, but I'm definitely going to capture quite a few vessels that are covered with ice on the bow, and I think that'll be fun. So here she comes. So her design, it's called a Equinox class design. Now take a look at that structure on the bow right there. Really good looking blue, red, white. Built in 2020, this is a newer ship coming in. And again, stick with this even after she goes under the lift bridge, because one of my favorite things to capture is as a vessel goes under the lift bridge, you're going to see the turn. Now, every captain does it different. Some make a hard turn immediately, some take a wider turn, but it's going to be really interesting to see how this captain navigates and adjusts to going from the canal into the bay. And I think that'll be fun to watch, and in particular with this ship. There you go. You have a salute. Nice to get that exchange. Everybody looks forward to that. Now take a look at the anchors on the bow here on the Intrepid. A little further apart than a lot of some of these other ships that we see. Dual anchors. And there's confirmation I just heard over the announcement. It will be Hallet 8 where she will be unloading all of this salt. Let's take a peek at her cutting through the water right there. Again, as you can see, this is why I chose to be up top. Everything got filled up right here, so we would be contending with other people right along the wall, which is not a problem, but I want to get you a good shot. So this ship is unique. I saw the pictures. Once she goes by, we'll be able to see a rudder that sticks right out of the water. Really good action shot as the captain is going to go to port side as she goes through. And it should really make for a cool shot as she goes right by. Well, let's take a look at the bridge and the structure. You can see the radars that are spinning at the top. She's sitting lower she's actually going pretty slow through the canal. A little slower speed than normal. And there's a possibility, I mean, again, if we think back to how that captain was navigating this canal to get to the piers in the first place, I think maybe the captain has decided to be a little more delicate and make sure that they make the correct move as they go into the bay from the canal. So that's just speculation on my part, just based on seeing how they had to adjust abruptly at the very end before they got to the canal. See if I see any crew on deck. I don't see anybody just yet. A little slower speed. I mean, I'll keep it right there. You can see for yourself. It's a little slower than most other vessels that go through. She was cruising at about 12.5 knots out on the lake coming inbound, so it looks like I do see a crew member on the deck right there. So look at this structure on the bow. That's pretty unique, pretty large. Yeah, so then the question was, is the bridge, do we have the yellow light on? And the answer is yes. So you're either going to have a red, green, or yellow light. If you can see right in the middle of the screen, there's a yellow light. That again signifies that it's less than 1 mile per hour inbound or outbound current in the canal. So I don't think we're having too many issues with the canal, at least the water, the current. I think it's just the captain. Take a look how big that structure is now. It's really difficult from a further distance, but now look at how large that is. And we do have someone up on the deck at the top of the bridge. I wonder if that's the captain. Came out and waved. Going back in. But this is where a lot of people live. You know, this is essentially, look at this as almost like an apartment building. You have a galley on there. This is where people work. So they got to live here together. I mean, I would much rather have a larger structure like this and room to walk around and move while you're in there with the crew. But they have a long day and night ahead. They're going to be offloading all of this salt. Good looking ship, very interesting look, right? Well, I think, so I'm looking at the rudder, and maybe one of the pictures that I saw is when she was very light, when she was empty, so she was sitting out of the water more. So now that she is filled with salt, I think she's sitting obviously lower, so that's going to take away from us seeing that rudder. But either way, stick with it, and let's take a look at this turn. Every captain has a different way of adjusting. Look at the structure on the back. And you can see the steam coming out of the stack. Again, most of these Great Lakes vessels, they have a scrubber system, so it takes away from all of the harmful exhaust that is produced by the engine, and it goes through a filtration system which it pushes out almost all steam. So what you're seeing right there is not impactful to the environment in a negative way. Well, you see most people, once the ship goes by, they depart, moving back to the car, but I love these turns. As you can see, Algoma Intrepid, Toronto. Yeah, this is, Chuck made a comment that's one of the slowest ships that he's ever seen, and I agree. So really moving at a snail's pace. So again, let's see what kind of turn this captain makes to the port side. Being that the vessel is traveling very slow, I'm very curious to see if this is going to be an interesting turn as well. So let's see what happens. Good looking ship though. I think pretty clear conditions. It looks like a little bit of light snow is coming down now, but you know, this is Minnesota. It's Duluth. What do you expect? Snow is going to be off and on. Again, going to unload that salt. All right, so I just jumped off the side there. I want to get a better shot of this turn for you. So let's see how the captain navigates this. Again, if it's a little longer, if no one wants to stick with the turn, that's fine. I'll see you on the next ship. Thanks for watching, but those that want to stick around and watch this turn, it was a very interesting inbound entry from the captain, trying to make some adjustments on the fly, very close to the piers. Looks like we're going to get a very slow turn, just like we had a very slow entry into the canal. Interesting bridge there. If you see on the very top on both sides, you have the ability to really look around all the vessels. You see those windows on the top on both sides, so that gives the captain and the crew plenty of visibility. Well, looks like it's going to be a slow turn, so I think they're going to be pretty safe going in. But anyway, thank you for joining, boat friends. I will be out here in a little bit. We have quite a few other vessels that will be coming inbound, outbound. Stick with me. I'll do a little bit of research beforehand. And you enjoy your day. Grab a hot cocoa. I might do the same. And we'll be out here and have a little more fun in a little bit. See you soon.